Welcome to Food Circus Forest Feastival, an annual street food festival event in the beautiful Merthyr Mawr estate by Bridgend. Food Circus events are known for combining amazing food with some awesome vibes. If you're watching this video and you're worried that you've missed out on all the action, don't. I want this video to showcase how amazing Food Circus events are in general, as there are multiple different festivals in a year. I've also linked the socials of all the independent traders that I've sampled in the description below, so if there is any one in particular you want to visit, you can follow them and see where they are next. If you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I post videos on a regular basis to show you some of my favorite places to eat that you don't want to miss. Food Circus is an incredible collective of foodies who really know how to do events. I remember going to some of the first smaller events around Cardiff when they first started up in the Welsh capital, and since then they have grown tremendously. What I love about Food Circus is that it really is all about the food. There's nothing I hate more than a food festival that spends more time booking musical acts and big shot chefs for masterclasses than actually focusing on having good food available to eat. This can't be further from the truth here, as the street food has all the limelight. And the limelight they deserve. Some of these vendors have been awarded in the Welsh and British Street Food Championships, and they serve up some amazing grub for you to have. In this video, I want to show you everything I ate at the festival, which was every single stall. Then I'm going to tell you what my top recommendations are for you to go into the description and follow these vendors. Then I might see you at the next Food Circus event. First, I'm going to take you through the smoke and fire section of the festival, an amazing meat heaven that will certainly whet your appetite just from the smell. Here we have Hills Burgers, straight out of Cymru, a beloved cult favorite that won the National Burger Awards in 2022. They actually have a restaurant based in Brecon in Wales open throughout the year, not just festival season, for you to try. We had the Juan Hilario burger that came with sobrasada, which is like a spreadable soft chorizo, confit onion, and a pimiento ketchup. Pimiento is like a sweet pepper. Can I just say that this ticked a craving I didn't even know I had for a good old-fashioned burger that isn't following the smash burger craze. Super juicy, thick patty paired with that lovely sobrasada flavor. The next place I want to show you was my favorite of the day, Fire and Flank. Sous vide flank steak finished over an open flame, served with cheesy garlic mash and a delectable chimichurri sauce. The sous vide technique made the steaks cook perfectly evenly. If you've never had chimichurri sauce before, it originates from Argentina and is normally made from parsley, garlic, olive oil, oregano, red pepper flakes, and vinegar. I've had a lot of chimichurri sauces in my life, and let me tell you that Fire and Flank sauce was perfectly seasoned. The flavor was fantastic and paired so well with that cheesy, buttery mash and pink steak. Another vendor here at the Smoke and Fire section is Westland's Barbecue, which serves pulled pork and beef brisket over fries with barbecue sauce. This is their mixed meat combo. One of the most tantalizing stalls was Two Lads Kitchen, serving up Afghan barbecue. Their signature dish was the Afghan wrap, made from 24 hours marinated barbecue chicken thighs, wrapped in a fresh naan, served with black pepper yogurt, seasoned boiled potatoes, fresh mixed salad, and a green secret sauce. The flavor profile was fantastic, and you could really taste the black pepper yogurt, which paired well with the marinade. My favorite part though was the boiled potatoes, which added not only an interesting texture, but balanced well with the sauciness of the rest of the wrap. Still in the Smoke and Fire section was Sin Nombre, which served quite an interesting menu. Their main specialty were tacos. I had the sea bass taco, and also I had to try their barbecue scallop with chipotle butter, pickled fennel, and daikon radish slaw. Daikon radish is a long white radish that doesn't have too much of a strong flavor on its own and absorbs the flavors of whatever it is marinated in. The sea bass was also barbecued on the grill before being transferred to the tacos and topped with some pickled veg, salsa, and a bit of guacamole. Blue corn tortillas were used here, made from, you guessed it, blue corn. To be honest, the difference in taste between blue versus white tortillas is very small, but the blue does have a bit more protein. Our final stop in Smoke and Fire is Kebab Lunch, serving up either chicken shawarma or kofta kebab. We got the mixed meat which came with both. The protein here was cooked absolutely beautifully, one of the juiciest kofta kebabs I've ever bit into, and the chicken was fantastic as well. Kofta kebabs are made from minced meat mixed with herbs and a must try if you've never had it. One touch is that they grilled their tomatoes over an open flame too, and combined with the amazing yogurts and sauces for seasoning, it made for a really fantastic dish. Okay, time to wander over to the selection of Asian food. First up is Mr. Noodle, which has a selection of Asian-inspired dishes. I went for the Korean fried chicken ramen. The broth was shoyu, meaning soy sauce based. The toppings were a half of an ajitama or marinated medium boiled jammy egg, spring onions, and bamboo. Then finally we add some Korean fried chicken with gochujang ketchup. If you've never had gochujang before, it's a sweet and spicy sauce that is a signature ingredient in a lot of Korean dishes. Next we have Bao Selecta, which I know actually has a permanent shop over in Cardiff. However, I did notice that their shop in Cardiff actually had a different menu than the one I saw here, so I asked them about it. They do often have specials that roll out just for festivals like what we ordered here, which was the Taiwanese pork belly bao. Bao buns are something that I grew up with as I am ethnically Chinese. It's a slightly sweet bread made from flour, yeast, sugar, baking powder, milk, and oil before steaming to make the signature fluffy texture. Over to Nepal now with Mandala Street Food. Come here for their Himalayan dumplings. We got 3 pork and 3 beef, both well cooked and paired with the Mandala chili oil. If you're not sure what the difference is between Himalayan dumplings versus Chinese dumplings, Himalayan dumplings tend to have a bit more of a heartier wrapper than a Chinese dumpling, which is usually softer in its texture. This leads to a chewier bite in a Himalayan dumpling. Further south in Asia now to Karalan Caravan for their disco fries, a feast for the eyes just as much as the stomach. If you think you know Indian food, think again. This is their chicken masala version of the disco fries with pink raita, which is a creamy yogurt-based sauce, minty mango chutney, tamarind sauce to give a bit of sweetness and tanginess, and some crunchy bits on top. Finally, it's my favorite of all the Asian vendors, Ceylon and Beyond. I had their signature black pork, a Sri Lankan specialty. Pork belly marinated in various aromatic spices. What gives the distinctive dark color is the use of roasted Sri Lankan curry powder. I don't know their secret ingredients here, but it's usually going to be a combination of spices such as coriander seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, cloves, cinnamon, and the list goes on. Each place would have its own combination and variety of toasted spices. I was told that here they add their own twist of using lemongrass. We had it over rice with some delicious aubergine, fresh cucumber salad, and broken poppadoms for texture. There is pride in Sri Lanka in every bite, down to the name of the trader, Ceylon and Beyond. The historical name for Sri Lanka is, of course, Ceylon. Heading over now to Gourmet Warriors for their award-winning birria tacos. These were featured at Street Food Championships in 2023 and won Blogger's Choice. Birria is a stew traditionally made from goat, but nowadays replaced with beef. Each person's birria is going to be different, but the key flavors come from a rich blend of spices such as dried chilies, garlic, cumin, cloves, oregano, and sometimes cinnamon or bay leaves. The result is a savory, aromatic stew with tender meat cooked low and slow until it's meltingly tender. The spices create a depth of flavor that is simultaneously earthy, smoky, and slightly spicy but not too overwhelming that a non-spice lover would struggle. Proper birria tacos is always served with the consomme from the broth the meat was cooked in for extra dipping. If you want to see some more birria tacos, make sure you head over to the Newport Market food tour video where I show you some of the most awesome birria tacos outside a food festival here in Wales. Next up is Bare Bones Pizza, serving up 10-inch fresh wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas. I had the spicy beef chimichurri, which had bell peppers, beef, chimichurri sauce, and cheese. The pizza was very well cooked and the chimichurri wasn't too overpowering, but added a nice herbiness to the dish. A solid choice here. That's it for the savouries. Now on to the desserts. Chef David Chang, in his show Ugly Delicious, said something that really resonated with me. The mark of a really great restaurant is that immediately after finishing your meal, you think, when can I eat here again? Minto's Patisserie does that to me. The first time I tried this vendor was when they were at Abergavenny Food Festival last year, and it was exactly that feeling. When can I eat here next? Keep in mind that their menu does change and they bring out new surprises every time they hit up a new food festival, but these guys won't bake off the professionals, okay? You're going to trust that whatever they make will be good. Here we ordered 3 things: their Lotus Biscoff cheesecake, s'mores pie, and melting chocolate dome. Yes, you heard me right, a melting chocolate dome. Chef said that he was up until 1 a.m. making these frozen chocolate domes that go on top a wonderful brownie, piped with a light chocolate mousse, vanilla ice cream, and honeycomb. The melting part? You pour molten hot caramel over the top. Somehow, this wasn't too sweet, which really takes a culinary genius to get the balance of flavors right. This dish was so good that I had it at the start of the festival and then got another one on my way out after I finished trying everything else. Oops. Even though the melting chocolate dome was the highlight for me, we still absolutely loved the other desserts we had. Their Biscoff cheesecake had such a nice creamy texture with once again perfectly balanced flavors. The American in me adored the s'mores pie. If you've never had s'mores before, the flavor profile is toasted marshmallow, chocolate, and graham cracker. You just can't go wrong with that combination. The texture on the marshmallow was addictive here. I couldn't leave Forest Feastival without getting one of the UK's most beloved and iconic desserts, crumble. And the Rebel Crumbles serves it out with a boozy twist. I was recommended the Drunken Apple, a mixture of apple, cinnamon, and amaretto, an Italian sweet liqueur with an almond taste. Served up with custard, makes for a warm and luxurious dessert. Finally, who could resist churros? At the Church of Churros, they serve up some family-style buckets of churros with chocolate dipping sauce that you can either have in its traditional version or opt for chili chocolate like me. The chili chocolate made for an interesting twist, and the churros themselves were perfectly cooked, crispy on the outside and piping hot and fluffy on the inside, lightly sprinkled with cinnamon sugar for a sweet treat. Okay, so time for the final verdict. Because remember, you can follow all of these vendors on their socials linked in the description below to see what they're up to next. You should also be sure to follow Street Food Circus, as a lot of these same vendors will be popping up in their other events. I stuffed myself silly today to make sure I ate at every single spot here to point out the best places that you absolutely cannot stop over, and I have narrowed it down. Savory wise, my absolute favorite thing that I had today was fire and flank, without a question. The steak was perfectly cooked, but what was truly unforgettable was that sauce that paired with the meat and the mash. I couldn't get enough. As you saw in this video, there are plenty of other savory options that I thoroughly enjoyed and would visit again in future festivals, but if I could only get one thing, it would have to be these guys. Now for the sweet. You already know that the crown will have to go to Minto's Patisserie. Every festival, they come up with a new and different treat, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. So, what places look the best to you? What would you want to try the most? And if you have tried any of them before, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments section below. One of the most amazing things about Street Food Circus is that it brings the foodies of Wales together. You already know I'll be following them around to the next festival. Maybe I'll see you there. Until next time.